I was right and you were wrong. But I don't see any humility from you today when it comes to Trump. You said you were done with him on 2021. What's he done good to win you back?
Well, it's not about winning me back.
Yeah, you said I'm done with Donald Trump. I'm wondering why you're not.
It's not about winning me back.
It is, Piers. This interview is about you.
Piers Morgan just got wrecked, this time by someone who refused to let him dodge or deflect. Journalist Mehdi Hassan put Morgan in the hot seat, exposing his blatant double standards. Morgan, who loves to challenge others, completely crumbled when the roles were reversed. Mehdi Hassan has built a reputation for holding both Biden and Trump accountable, but this time he turned the focus on Morgan. And as you'll see, it only gets worse for Piers as we go. Let's break it down.
Next week. Yeah. You think Trump will win? I know. I do. You're a big supporter of his, a friend of Donald Trump's. Here's what I don't understand.
Hang on. You say this a lot. Don't categorize me thinking he's going to win with my...
No. I'm categorizing your support based on what you say.
I've never told anyone to vote for Trump.
But
I can't vote for
you
Trump.
Always defend him. We just came from a recording of your show. You spent 1 hour defending him.
I don't know. You were unrelentingly attacking him as usual. Using phrases like his rally here was akin to the Nazis, and I think that's ridiculous. And I took you on about it.
I didn't hear you say anything critical.
It doesn't mean I support him. It means I think that when people like you say
if I had my phone, which I don't, I would just open it and show you all your New York Post columns, which are all anti-Harris and pro-Trump. But anyway,
I think she's useless.
Mehdi Hassan completely dismantled Piers Morgan's claim of being an unbiased journalist. For years, Morgan has played this game, pretending to be neutral while relentlessly pushing pro-Trump, anti-Democrat narratives. Mehdi called him out directly, pointing to Morgan's own columns in the New York Post. And Morgan? He had nothing. No real defense, no way to spin it. And it only gets worse from here.
Yeah. So then how can you say that he should be president again?
Because I think in politics, people like Trump have had periods in their career where they've been doing ridiculous things, which I've heavily criticised before, but they've also done other things which in the totality of how you judge them actually have made them electable. Trump is going to win, in my estimation, because for all your shrieking about how despicable he is and what a Nazi
You said he was despicable.
I said many bad things about him.
So why are you picking on me?
But I've also said, unlike you, I've said positive things about him as well.
But that just makes you look silly, not me.
Why? Why can't it be? It makes me look balanced.
Well, hold on.
Hang on, it makes me look balanced.
No, it doesn't. Because
it does.
I want to read
it makes you unbalanced.
So this is where Morgan really starts to squirm. Mehdi flips Morgan's own logic against him. Morgan claims that balance means equal criticism and praise for both sides. But Mehdi points out, if that's the case, then where are all of Morgan's anti-Trump articles? Because right now, his work is overwhelmingly pro-Trump and anti-Democrat. And this is where Morgan, like every other Trump apologist, betrays his own standards. He grades Trump on a curve while holding Democrats to a completely different standard. It's the definition of dishonest journalism.
I went back and read your Daily Mail column the day after January 6th.
Yeah.
You went way beyond anything I've said about Trump. You said he's morphed into a monster. Yeah. There's no way back for him. Yeah. Deranged figurehead. Yeah. Lost his mind. I'm done with Donald Trump. That part clearly wasn't true. Such a person should not be president of the United States for a second longer. That person was true. Why are you suddenly now back? He's actually worse today than he was on 7th Jan.
I don't agree with that, but I was also done with the manager of Arsenal. And then I turned around and after time he won me around again.
So it's all a game.
It's not a game, but I think...
you said very strongly he's deranged,
yes, and by the way,
a monster.
And by the way,
we should use the 25th Amendment.
Had you watched my interview with Donald Trump when I launched Piers Morgan Uncensored, you will know that somebody sent him all of this, Nigel Farage, before the interview, and he read it all for himself, and we had a good old ding-dong about it, right? There are lots of...
That doesn't make it any less weird that you're sitting here saying...
I think what happened on January 6th was terrible.
So why does he get to be president? Why does that not disqualify him from the job?
Because
you said it on January 7th. You said it disqualified him.
I agree.
What changed?
I've changed my mind.
Why? Is it because he's closer to power now?
This part is especially revealing. Morgan is capable of tough interviews. On foreign policy, he'll play devil's advocate to both sides. But when it comes to Trump and U.S. politics, he completely loses that ability. Trump supporters, they get softballs. Trump's critics, they get grilled. And Mehdi forces Morgan to confront his own hypocrisy. Why did he originally say Trump was unfit after January 6th, but now he's changed his mind? And Morgan has no answer. Just, well, I changed my mind. No logic, no justification, just blind loyalty to Trump. This is the weakest we've ever seen, Piers Morgan.
Sometimes
I just don't understand how you can say...
what he does and says.
Well, nothing's changed since January 7th. He is the same guy who did an insurrection. He'll probably do an insurrection again.
Look, you hate him and everything.
You hate him. You hate him. You said Trump's gone mad. I'm done with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And this is what you said on January 11th. This is my favourite quote.
I don't know what you think the gotcha is, because I've talked about this a lot.
The gotcha is that you're not consistent. But listen to me.
Why have you changed my mind?
This is my favourite quote. To those who warned this was what was going to happen with Trump, you've been proven right. It's a sobering moment. Yeah, I was right and you were wrong. But I don't see any humility from you today when it comes to Trump.
No.
Even though you were wrong in 2020.
No, because even when Trump does good things, you never acknowledge it.
What did he do good since 2021?
What about killing the leader of ISIS?
He didn't do, I said since 2021. We're talking about, you said you were done with him on 2021. What's he done good to win you back?
Well, it's not about winning me back.
Yeah, you said I'm done with Donald Trump. I'm wondering why you're not. Why you're now.
It's not about winning me back.
It is, Piers. This interview's about you.
There it is. Morgan literally cannot answer the question. Why did he suddenly reverse course on Trump? Is it because he's friends with Trump? Is it because he thinks Trump is going to win and wants to stay close to power? Is it because owning the libs is more profitable? Whatever the reason, the fact that he can't even explain himself is embarrassing. Mehdi isn't just exposing Morgan. He's exposing the entire playbook of so many in right-wing media. They know Trump is unfit. They said he was unfit. But now, they're too scared to hold him accountable.
I think Occam's razor says if everyone who worked with him, almost everyone said we can't endorse him again, then we should take their word for it. The people who know him better than you.
The bottom line is, do I think he's well, they don't know, probably don't know him better than me, actually.
But they worked with him, they do.
Do I think Donald Trump is a fascist? No, I don't. Do I think he's a neo-Nazi running a bunch of neo-Nazis? No, I don't.
So when he says,
and I think
it's not just me.
By the way, I think that view is nuts.
Really? So Robert Paxton,
I think
America's
you're nuts for thinking he's a new Nazi.
Robert Paxton is America's preeminent scholar of fascism, historian at Columbia University Emeritus. He said, I don't think Trump's a fascist. 4 years, people exaggerating stuff. Now he says, yeah, actually, he is a fascist. And by the way, you know why? Because you love to talk in the air, Piers. Facts. This is what he's saying and doing. He says, I'll terminate the Constitution. I'll be a dictator.
Why didn't he in the first 4 years?
Because you had Jim Mattis and John Kelly who won't be there.
Oh, I see.
He said, I'll terminate the Constitution, and he didn't have Supreme Court immunity, which he has now. He says, you won't have to vote for me if you vote in 4 years. I'll put the National Guard, he said to Maria Bartiromo the other day, against the enemy within, against Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff. You're not supportive of that, right? You don't support the National Guard being...
Not as that's who he was talking about.
He said the enemy within.
And now we get to peak dishonesty. Morgan is doing what every MAGA apologist does, twisting Trump's words to defend him, while holding Biden to a completely different standard. Trump says his political opponents are the enemy within and suggests using the military against them. Morgan scrambles to reinterpret it. Oh, he didn't really mean it like that. But when Biden makes a gaffe, Morgan immediately takes it at face value and refuses to accept any clarification. The double standard is sickening, and Mehdi Hassan isn't letting him get away with it.
When he told 4 women of colour to go back to where they came from, was that racist in your view?
I can't remember the quote.
He told Ilhan Omar, AOC, Ayanna Pressley to go back on Twitter. It was very famous. It was a huge...
If that's what he said, then that would seem to me to be racially insensitive, yes.
But not racist.
I don't think he's a racist.
That's not what I asked.
Well, you did ask me that.
But now I'm asking, is it racist to tell 4 women of colour to go back to their countries?
Look,
it's a very simple question. You don't want to answer it because you know it's racist, Piers.
No, I think he has said racially insensitive comments.
That's a cop-out.
But I don't think he's a racist.
Uncensored Piers Morgan can't say the R word.
I don't think he's a racist.
Last question on this. Do you hold the Democrats and Kamala Harris to a double standard? If she had stood up at a rally and spoke about a women's tennis player's vagina for 15 minutes, you'd have been all over it, attacking her, mocking her.
And this is where Morgan completely falls apart. Mehdi asks him point blank, do you hold Trump and Democrats to the same standard? And Morgan refuses to answer. This isn't journalism. It's partisan propaganda. And Mehdi Hassan just exposed it for everyone to see. Look, Piers Morgan just got humiliated. Mehdi Hassan obliterated his arguments, his double standards, and his whole fake neutrality act. But the question is, will this actually wake people up to his hypocrisy? Let me know in the comments what you think. See you in the next one.